Hey everybody, I'm Nikki. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm at Nikki Hearts Cards on social media, and today I'm going to share a card that I put out for an Instagram hop with these wonderful candy canes and this amazing snowflake embossing folder. And it got so much attention that I had not planned on making a video on it, but we are going to do one. So I call this card Pink Candy Cane Goodness, and you will see why. Do you think I named it appropriately? I love the name. So we're going to start with this Pinstripes and Polka Dots paper pad, and it has this light pink in it. And you'll see that I put post-it notes everywhere. I love to go through my paper pads and kind of look for ink that matches. So with this one, I decided that I was going to use the pink pad, and then I'm going to add some ink. And so you can see I've tested some different ink colors, and I'm going to start ink blending on this plain piece of paper. So I'm going to start with cotton candy, which is a very similar color here. So you can see it somewhat on this pink paper, but it's very light and very similar. So I'm going to go all around the edges because I want a spotlight effect in the middle. And I'm going to do other colors as well, but I'm just getting this laid down to kind of show you how similar the colors are. So it's a great color to add on to the pink paper in that holiday pinstripes and polka dots. It's a really good one. So we'll get ink blending, and I'm going to add the second color. The second color I'm using is called Party Dress, and I'm trying to keep this right along the edges, and it's just in the next level of Catherine Pooler inks. It is the next level up from Cotton Candy, and it's in that same color family. So you can see that it's darker. That's okay. We're creating a spotlight effect, and I really want to keep the dark right to the edges so that I make that effect. Once I have it how I want it, I'm going to put it in the embossing folder and just line it up so that it's even and send it through my machine. And when people talk about magic with embossing folders, look at this. That is definitely some pink goodness. So this is just going to be our background. I'm going to add a lot of shimmer to this card, and I'm going to show you a fun way to do that. But let's make our candy canes, and I'm going to coordinate this card by making the candy canes match in this same ink color. So there are 3 different candy cane pieces. Okay, so I grabbed 3 colors, but one of these pieces needs to be white. So how I'm going to use these inks is I'm going to use 2 colors per layer, and I'm going to make it kind of a graduated thing. So we're going to have one candy cane that has cotton candy and It's a Girl. Those are the 2 lighter pinks. And then we're going to have a cotton candy, or a candy cane, sorry, that has It's a Girl and Party Dress, so that it's kind of like a smooth transition. And this whole card is kind of about having that focal point. So one of these candy canes, the background's cotton candy, and the second one, the background is It's a Girl. And then we're going to go in with the darker color of our pair, and we're going to use a detail brush and create some dimension. So I'm just going along the edge right here, and I'm adding It's a Girl to the candy cane that only has cotton candy. So cotton candy is a lighter color than It's a Girl. And I'm taking this darker color and I'm just trying to add some dimension and depth to it. So you can do this with any type of detail brush, and I probably should have picked one that was even smaller than this, but this is the only one I had handy. I'm going to zoom in even closer so you can just kind of see what I'm doing. I'm not doing this super neat. I just want to leave some light color in the center, and I don't worry. Sometimes you feel like you're adding too much ink, but the more ink you put on the outside, the more of a spotlight effect you're going to have. So now I'm doing the other candy cane. This candy cane, its base color is It's a Girl, and now I'm going in with Party Dress, which is a bright pink, along the edges with that same detail tool, just to give it a lot more detail. Now this is going to, because the detail is so drastic on this one, this is going to be the top layer of my beautiful candy cane, because you're going to really notice this difference. So whenever you're ink blending, you have so many options. So I held this up to this card and I liked how it looked, but I really wanted it to be even more distinct. So I decided that the top layer I was going to add the next level of color, which is called Rockin Red. So I'm using a flat brush. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what this brush looks like. And I'm going just barely along the edge of this candy cane, and I'll show you what a difference it makes. Okay, I split the screen. The left side is before adding Rockin' Red, and the second one is after it. You see how much brighter it is? Here are the three colors that I'm going to use for the greenery. So it's kind of a little bit on the teal side because I love how that looks with pink. And I'm going to lay down a light layer. So if ever you lay down a light layer with one color, you know you can do all of these techniques with just one color by just adding more ink. So with this one, I'm going to look at it in this light color, and then I decide that it's just too light compared to this. I want it to show up more. So I add more ink. So I'm going to just go in and add more and more color to it, and it will give me a different look. So just remember that the amount of pressure, the amount of ink, everything like that can really change up what you're doing with only one color. And you can do this with any type of ink. A lot of times they are buildable color. So as you add more ink to a certain area, you can get this shadow type effect without having to use a different color. All right, so I'm doing that same thing with a small brush. I'm going in with a second color, and you can do this, like I said, with any brush. I'm just using a smaller one because it makes it easier to get those details. And then I'll take an even smaller brush and add the third color, and it just makes these leaves look so nice. So here's the difference in just one color versus adding that second color so that you have a light center. And I'm speeding it up because I know you've watched a lot of ink blending, but I wanted to show you this process. Last, I will come in with that detail brush and just add a little bit of Deck the Halls, which is my darkest green color, and just add some detail to those outsides. So it's just three colors, and it's the lightest going towards dark. In the middle of the leaves is the lightest, and then we're moving towards the darker edges. So I created two little small tags, one with vellum, and I heat embossed in polished silver Peace on Earth from one of the new Honeybee stamp sets. And then I grabbed some of the pattern paper, and I'm adding just a little bit of darkness around the edges just to make it show up. Now it's time to make everything shimmer. So I'm going to use this Dylusions shimmer spray. It's in white linen. And we are going to spray all of our parts. This is going to give them, since all of this ink is reactive to water, it's going to give it a cool look plus all the shimmer. Doesn't that look amazing? I know it's hard to see. You must see my reel on Instagram to see this even better. I did also add shimmer to the greenery. I did feel like it needed a few little drops of darker pink, so I added a little bit of my ink pad party dress and just dipped my brush with some water in there just to add a little bit more detail to the background. Next, I created so with Catherine Pooler inks or most inks, you can go around the edge of a piece of paper and create your own cardstock. So I'm using one of the colors to create custom cardstock for the mat of my card. So that looks really good. Look at that mat. Awesome. Okay, now let's put the card together. So this red and white twine it just reminds me of candy canes. So I thought that it would look great on this card, and it really sets it off. Okay, quick pro tip for lining up a mat. Do you see how I used the corner of this media mat to hold my bottom layer, and then I'm going to put this on top. I did add glue behind it so that I can move it around, but that really helps me line things up. You can also use a T-ruler, but when you just have this little bit, sometimes it's nice just to hold it easily in a corner and make sure you've got each area lined up. So next it's all about arranging. I think it's easiest to use glue to do this so that you can get your greenery where you want to and move it around if needed. I love how this card turned out, and I love watching cards go together. They just look so cool to me. So I was just basically putting some greenery. I put that little Peace on Earth tag right there, and I've got to keep my bow to where it doesn't cover it up. So it's a good thing that I used glue because I did have to move that around a little bit. Now, all of these products will be listed in the description. Make sure you use those links if you're going to purchase anything today. That really helps me out as a creator, and I appreciate it so much. So let me show you this card. I'm going to try to show you all the sparkliness of it up close so that you can see, and then I'll show you a couple pictures. If you hadn't hit the like and subscribe button, please do that on this video so that more people see it. Here we go. Let's look at this up close. Oh my goodness, this shimmer spray, do you see that? It's the white linen Dylusions. Again, like I said, it'll be in the description, but it has a little white effect to it, and then that amazing sparkle. And of course, I sprayed the candy canes and the leaves as well. And then I added that little pop of glitter paper and the cute little sentiment there, peace on earth. And that is heat embossed on some vellum. Well, that is it. Here's some final pictures. I call this pink candy cane goodness, and it really is. Make sure that you hit the like and subscribe and that you check the description for all of the products that I used in this card. And thanks so much for being here with me today. Have a great day. Bye.